Hi everyone, I'm back. Sorry about that interruption. As I said, our internet has been so dodgy, our new internet, and it completely dropped out and it took forever to come back. So we'll see how we go and see if we can finish the project. If it drops out again, I will just leave it there and upload the images and put it on my blog with all the details. But let's try again and see how we go. So I'm going to I'll put the camera up on my stand, so it might be a little bit bumpy. If you get motion sickness, then close your eyes for a moment and then we'll flip the cameras to get everything up the right way. All right, here we go. Okay. Whoops, there we go. So we'll see how that is looking. Now it's probably around the wrong way, so let me bring it up on my oops, we've got the cord in the way now. I'll just bring it up on my iPad to see how it's looking. Yeah, that was so crazy. Oh my goodness, I'm so sorry for those of you who were watching. There we go. Yep, we're upside down and back to front. All right, let me flip. Can we flip? Come on. Here we go. Flip, flip. And we should be back around the right way and up the right way now. Oh, we might still be back to front. We're back to front. Okay, let's go that way. Let's try that one. See if that is right. There we go. Okay, that's where we stopped. that's where we were up to. All right, let's try that again. Let's continue from where we were up to and hope for the best with the internet. Let's hope that it behaves itself. My husband thinks it might be the actual modem because he's still using the old modem with the new internet. So he thinks there might be a bit of an issue there. So, all right. So we were daubering our Moody Mauve ink around our circle. That's where we finished. That's when it cut out. Okay. So that's where we're up to. And I'm just going to have a look at this and how that's all going to look on the card. Let me just bring that up. There we go. So I probably lost all my viewers, but that's okay. If you find me, great. If you don't, hopefully you'll find the replay later. But this video is going to be in 2 parts now, which is a bit annoying, but what can you do? Technology, my goodness. All right, I'm going to put that a little bit over to the side. What I was thinking before was I was looking at some of these little leaves and I just wonder if some of these little leaves might look nice. There's 2 lots of them actually, so we can cut a whole heap of them at the same time. Get them off the sheet. There we go. Might look nice down the bottom there, just at the bottom of the pail. Yeah, so I thought maybe we might add some of those. So I'm going to pop these, actually I'm going to leave these like that so I remember to put them back on my die sheets. Yeah, I might just do 1 set of these large leaves as well, just to see how that looks. All right, so we might get some Mossy Meadow cardstock to die cut some of those leaves. Find my Mossy, there we go. Find some Mossy, and I was wondering if some old olive might go as well. Oh yes, maybe we'll do a little bit of old olive as well. They're very in keeping with sort of the vintage feel, aren't they, those 2 colours? All right, I'm just going to cut a little bit of the Mossy so that we can just do a few little strips. So let's see, let's cut that about there. This one here. So we've got to keep an eye on this playback now and make sure that it doesn't drop back out on us. There we go. We'll do one set of the little leaves in the mossy, and we'll do one set in the old olive. We've still got to do our sentiment yet. There we go. All right, we'll die cut all of those. And we'll be ready to rock and roll, and then we can start putting it all together and then deciding too about our sentiment. All right, so we don't really need to use the post-it tape on these ones because we're not lining anything up with a stamped image, so we can just simply run that through. Although, now that I say that, one of them has slipped, the little one. The littlest one on the littlest piece. It has slipped and it's now off the cardstock. So let's just reposition that one. I'll put a little bit on there. Okay, let's go again. Alrighty, there we go. Okay. Now, if you've returned with me, let me know in the comments if you've found me again and come back to watch the rest. Let me know. There we go. So we've got all these little leaves here, which are really cute. And these ones, the old olive, they'll look nice together. All right, move the machine. I'm actually going to grab my magnetic die bowl, which is a bit dusty actually. I've had it over on my trolley, haven't used it for a little while. It's a bit dusty. I'll put my dies in there so that I don't lose them. This I just got from Bunnings, from the Bunnings warehouse, which is, for those of you not in Australia, that is a hardware store. It's one of our biggest hardware stores here in Australia. And it's really handy because it's got this big magnet on the bottom and it adheres to anything magnetic. And then on the other side, it holds your dies so you don't lose them while you're creating. All right, so let's see how these will look on here. I think we can probably go ahead and secure our cardstock. So let's grab some of our multi-purpose liquid glue. Just run that along here. Love that Moody Mauve colour, it's so pretty. A lot of people don't like it, but I liked it since I first saw it because I like pinks and purples, and this is kind of a combination between the two, I feel, and it's in that sort of dusty colour because I love the dusty colours. Now this paper is non-directional, so you can put it up any which way and you'll be all good. All right, so that's one less layer wriggling around now, and we can just start layering these up. What I might do is I might adhere those to the pot. I have them at the same layer. Yeah, I think I'll have them at the same layer. I'm just going to put a little bit of glue along the top of the pot. And we'll adhere our flowers. There, like that. Okay, so when we go to put that up on our pot, on our card, it's one less moving piece that we need to worry about. Now I'll use some Stampin' Dimensionals. I'm going to put some Stampin' Dimensionals on the back. Where did I just put my Take a Pic tool? There it is. We'll just pop some on here. I'll pop one there where they overlap as well, just to give added security that they're not going to come apart. And lots of dimensionals, because we don't like any wibbly wobbly bits or squishy bits. All right, now that makes it easier for us to maneuver that around. All right, I'd like to have it a little bit lower, I feel. And I wanted to have a look to see what these, oops, be careful of that little one, what these might look like coming from behind there. Oh, they look nice. Well, they could be coming from behind there. Oh, that little one just wants to keep bending. So let's see. If I have them there, I might need some on the other side. Do you reckon? I think I need some on the other side. And then these little ones I thought could be sitting at the bottom of the pot. But I might put the sentiment label on first, and then we can have a play around with these little extra ones. What do you think? Do you think it needs this extra greenery, or just leave it? I do like the extra greenery coming from behind there. We possibly might need another one on the other side. I might just quickly cut another one. Quickly chop my cardstock really roughly. And we'll just run another one through. And we'll see how that looks. This adds a little bit more greenery to it, doesn't it? Oops. There we go. Okay, we've got a couple of little bits here. I'll just poke them out. Oh, actually, it was only one tiny little bit. Okay, let's have a look if we have that coming from behind on both sides, how that would look. Yeah, I like that actually. That fills it out a little bit. Look, we can have that coming out there a bit. Fills it out a little bit. Yeah, I think we'll do that. Okay. All right, and then we've got our sentiment. So I just want, with the sentiment label, let's just have a look at the sketch again on page 22. And I think the label just came out from the side of the circle. Oh, it was across the bottom of the circle here, like this. This is the one here that we're doing. Okay, so we just want a thin little strip. And I was maybe going to emboss that in gold. So I wonder if I should just do it on white, or should I do it on a color? I wonder what it would look like on a strip of the Moody Mauve. Let's grab, oops, I'm pressing buttons over here by mistake. I'll just grab some of that Moody Mauve. I've actually already got some strips cut of Moody Mauve. So what would you, how do you think that would look? That might look really nice actually. Let's stamp this and we'll heat emboss it in gold. I think gold would look really nice. Will go nicely with the wild wheat. I'll just check that this is going to be, oh yep, just enough. Just wide enough. I think this must be about 1 centimetre. I think it's just right. I'm going to stamp it a little bit further in so that I can snip the ends. Oh, I've got the L just off the top. Okay, I'll have to do another one. Might not be quite wide enough. just in. I might make it a little bit, I might use one that's a little bit wider. Okay, this piece here, is that one wider? That one there is a little bit wider. That's about the same as that. Okay, let's try this piece. This one's just a little bit wider. I will give the width of this afterwards when I work out what it is. It's a scrap that I already had, so I thought, why not use what's already there? Yeah, that's better. Okay, let's heat emboss that in gold. I've got my, so this is my Stampin' Up embossing tray. It comes with some other accessories, but I used white in this last time, so I haven't cleaned it, so I'm just going to use my old tray. This is my old one that I've had for years and years and years, and we're going to use that to emboss today. The new embossing powders are available now. This is the old style, the old ones, but there is some new embossing powder that's out now. So that's available for purchase in the online store. There we go. Okay. And then we'll just tip that back in. So when you get the embossing, what do they call it? The embossing essentials, the embossing additions, embossing essentials kit. I can't remember. Anyway, look up embossing or heat embossing, and you get the tray. Not this one. This is an old one. You get the tray. You get the paintbrush. You get the tweezers, which we are about to use. And you get the embossing buddy, which I forgot to use again. I always forget to use it. You get that all together in the set, okay? And then you're good to go. And then you just need to purchase your heat tool. All right, so the heat tool has got two settings. Number one setting is great for drying your projects. If you've used water, if you've done any water painting, water background, anything like that, number one is great. For heat embossing, I always use setting number 2. So we'll just turn that on, let that warm up for a moment. Actually, let me just put this in the tweezers first. I nearly just knocked all of that embossing powder off. No, I think we're still okay. Don't know that I stamped that particularly straight. All right, so now we're going to melt that embossing powder, and as soon as you see that melt and become shiny, then move your embossing powder, your heat tool along so that it doesn't become flat and you lose that definition. Now, I think that's really hard to see on that color, so I think we're going to do it again, and I think we're going to do it in white. I think the white is going to stand out more than the gold. The gold looks really great on white, but on some of the darker colors you lose it. So I think we'll give it a go in white and see how that looks. I think the white might be a bit better. Oh, I've got that L up near the top again. We'll keep going and see how that looks. Right, so this time I am going to bring in my Stampin' Up tray. Forgot to use my embossing buddy again, because this time I am using white, and that's the color that I used last time in the tray. There we go. Give that a little tap, tap, tap. Oh, it didn't stamp so well that time. It looks like sonding, not sending. That's all right. I've got some more strips that size. Let's go again. We'll get it. It's a very fine font, so it's kind of like you don't want to stamp too hard, because if you stamp too hard, where did I just put my stamp now? Oh, there it is. If you stamp too hard, it kind of pushes out the image because the polymer is like soft and bendy. So I just don't want to push too hard this time. That's better. That's more defined. All right. Put the lid on your ink before you use your powder, because you don't want to get that powder in the ink. Give a little tap, tap, tap. Oh, I thought that looked better, but hang on a minute. There we go. That's better. All right. Now, normally I would say return that embossing powder back to your container before you use your heat tool so that you don't accidentally melt that. But I'm going to move that right away to the other side of the desk just to save a bit of time. Because now I've wasted a lot of time with the internet playing up and cutting out on us and having to start again. So, all right, so then we'll just heat this. Ah, that's better. Yes, good, good, good. So as it melts, just move your heat tool. There we go. Yes, that's better. Happy with that. Good. All right, so let's just give that a little flap in the wind, in the breeze. Let that cool down a bit, and then I'm going to trim that. Now, normally I would trim that to the length first before I emboss it, but I wasn't quite sure what length we were going to need. So I did it the other way around today, but that's okay. We should probably measure how much we need on each end. So about 1 centimeter. So what I might do is actually put a, oh, I can use my, so if I measure the end of my E at the 1 centimeter and then trim that there, and then we'll check the other side. I'll put my S at the 1 centimeter and we'll just trim that down so that we've now got 1 centimeter on each end. And then I'm just going to use my paper snips and I'm going to cut a little wedge out of each end to flag them. So we'll go about half. Oh, I didn't tell you how wide this was. How wide was this? This was 1.7. 1.7. All right, so I'm just going to estimate the center. It might not be exact, but we'll see how we go. And I'm just going to put a little snip in there. And then we're going to go from the corner to the tip of that snip. And then the same on the other side, from the corner to the tip of that snip to create that little flag. Okay, then we'll do the same in the other end. So estimate the center, hopefully about there. We'll do a little snip. I'm doing it quite roughly tonight. Normally I'm a bit more precise with my measurements. There we go. So there we've got our little flagged sentiment. Now you could make that a little bit longer if you wanted to. I probably would normally make that a little bit longer, just so we've got a little bit more space from the letters to where that wedge cuts in. But it is what it is tonight. It's all good. Okay, and then we're going to pop that there like so. Great. All right, I think I'm going to adhere this. I'm happy with that. I like how that greenery looks. Or do I like the greenery that way, or do I like it like this? Let's see. Let's see. Yeah, I think kind of there is good. All right, so what I might do is put a little bit of glue on here and we'll slip it under before I adhere the pail down with the flowers. Just put a bit of glue here on these leaves. Oh no, oh no. It's okay. Our sentiment is going to go over there. But, oh my goodness, I didn't want that all there. See, the internet mucks up on me and it throws me out now of everything. Oh well, that's what happens. Oh, do you know what I didn't do? Didn't stick down the circle yet. See, now that internet, it's got me all in a fluster. All right, let's stick this down first. Put that down about here. There we go. Did I see a comment just pop up then? Oh, Briar, hi, how are you? Great to have you with us. Having all sorts of problems tonight. Had internet problems and now I'm dropping stuff. It's one of those nights. Now we have new internet, but it's not playing very happy at the moment. So it's been playing up. Tonight was my first night on the new internet and it was not happy. So it dropped out on us for a little bit, but we're back now. Okay, I'm going to stick that there. Okay, let's just stick. Okay. And now I'm all sticky because I just dropped that other one. You're good? That's great. It's lovely to have you with us. So I normally go live on in the afternoon, as you know, because I know that you follow me and you jump on from time to time. But I couldn't today, so I changed my time slot to tonight instead. So, yeah, something a little bit different. There we go. We'll stick that one there like that. Good. Okay. Now, this got a little bit sticky when I dropped the leaves on top of it by accident. So what I'm going to do is I will, yes, that's going to go over the top where the sticky bit is, so that'll be all good. I just wanted to double check that that was going to work. All right, so we've already got our dimensionals on the back. We're going to remove those. And we're going to pop this down here. I'm just moving it over slightly to the left side. So it's straight. Yep, that'll do. All right, stick. All right, now with this one, we're going to have that sitting up a little bit off there. So we'll put one dimensional on this side, and then we're going to put 2 layers on the other side. 1 and 2 over here. You'll notice with my dimensionals, I've got lines drawn on them with the with one of my fine tip Sharpies, and that's so that I can tell if I've taken the backings off them or not. Okay, so then we're just going to put that over the pail like that. There we go, beautiful. Good, good, good. And then I had these extra little leaves, so I was wondering about placing some of those at the base of the pail. Or we could even put some down here too, maybe the darker ones. Or we could put some of the lighter ones in here as well, couldn't we? Put some of those lighter ones and mix them in with those as well. And then potentially we could just put some leaves down the bottom here. Oops. Not sure how they're going to sit. I wanted them sort of sitting along the bottom of the pail, but I'm not sure if they're going to. They could go there like that, and then this one could go on top. Perhaps. Let's see how that looks. If I can get them sitting right, they could kind of sit like that. Yeah, that looks pretty cute, doesn't it? Let's do that. So I like the addition of the lighter color ones up the top. I think that just breaks up the mossy meadow colored ones, the mossy meadow colored leaves. I'll pop that one in there. And put one over here. Actually, before I stick those bottom ones, I might have a look and see what it looks like underneath the, down here, underneath the label. Put that one there. There we go. So they look good there, or do we want them down here? I feel like they're kind of at the wrong angle. we do the individual ones. This is where I need to use the putty tip of my take your pick tool, isn't it? Oops. Oh, you know why? Because I've got too much putty. Let's do that again. So we just twist this to get a little bit of putty, and then we release it back off so that it stops flowing. The leaves look good there, or do they look good on the pot? Oh, I think they look better on the pot, didn't they? Yeah, we'll do it that way. Okay. So we're going to pop these on the pot like that, and then the darker one on top of those. I'll pop that in there. Like that. Oops. There we go. My slippery little things with the glue on them. I had a lot of glue on, I think. Probably too much. There we go. And we'll pop this one down here. Like that. There we go. Good. That looks great. All right. Awesome. We've got those little ones left over. Okay, great. Now we just need to add our little twine and our bling, and we will be done. Okay. Move all of that. Now, I didn't clean this one, did I? I better do that before I forget. Give that a little clean on our squeaky chamois. Now for the twine, I do have the in color twine, the 2023 to 2025 in color twine. So I thought maybe we might be able to use some of that. But let's just have a look. So these are the three colors that I've kind of focused on. So I'm wondering if we use that or that, then that's the same color as the paper, but then this is the same color as the sentiment label. Maybe some of this. I could have used some of that. I've got this strand here that I've separated from the spool, so I might just see what that would look like if I tied a little bow in that, just to see what that would look like if it was a finer piece. Kind of gives it a little, if we tucked that under actually, if we tucked that under, had that coming out from under there. Nah, let's try it. Let's try with a full piece. Now I'm going to try with my bone folder and see if I can straighten this out a little bit, because it's been on the spool for a while. Well, that helped a little bit. There we go, that's working. Still a little bit curly, but not as curly as what it was. There we go, that's better. Look at that. All right, so if I tie that, if I tie a bow with that, with all the strands, is that going to be too much? Or do we want to separate some of the strands out? We'll see how we go. It's quite thick, this twine. It's got to fiddle a little bit with the bows with this twine because it's quite thick. So, oh, I know that would go okay, wouldn't it? So in the sketch, it had the bow about there, I think, didn't it? I mean, you can change up these sketches. They don't have to be exactly the same. Yeah, it had the bow about there. So let's cut this twine. All right, so this is the copper clay, and this end is wanting to be, look at that, it's curling itself up. So let's see if we can curl it back the other way. It's being very stubborn, this piece. It's very, very stiff. There we go. Oh, that's a bit better, but Still wanting to do its own thing a little bit. Okay. Well, curling out to the side is better than curling up in the air, isn't it? I'm going to unravel the ends a little bit anyway to give it a little bit more texture, because I always like to do that with my twines. And because this one's actually made up of three, you might see there with my very dry hands, 3 strands, and then you've got all the fine little strands within that as well. So I'll just untwist that a little bit to separate those strands, and then just rough them up with my fingers. Separate them a little bit more, just to give a little bit more texture on the ends of those bows. There we go. We've got a few little fibers hanging about now. That's okay, we can clean those away. Quite a fibrous twine, this one. Alrighty, so then, where's the front of our bow? That's the front of our bow. And we can just pop that down there, like that. That one's wanting to still curl up all the way to the side. It's being very obstinate. There we go. I think that'll be better. Now I'm going to put a glue dot there just to hold that in place, and also that'll help to hold the bow tied, because it's quite a thick knot on that bow. It wants to keep on coming undone. So I'll pop a glue dot on there. Just fold that over a bit. And, whoops, stuck to my finger. Pop that down there. Get that a little bit sitting where I want it. Pull that through. There we go. Okay. There we have it. Alrighty. Okay, now we'll add some bling. Now I've got 5 choices of bling. I had a few different ones here. I pulled out some gold because I thought I was going to be embossing the sentiment in gold, but we ended up going with white. But these would still work probably, the little butterflies or the dragonflies. The dragonflies would look nice on there. I can see all these little fibers everywhere. There we go, got it. So you could use some of those. I've got some pearls, of course. Pearls always go with vintage. Oops, sorry. Some iridescent pearls, or I've got these ones, which are the iridescent foil gems. So I thought they might look nice as well if we popped them on the white there. Let's have a look at how they would look. You can even do a combo of different ones if you like that look. Just depends on what you like. I haven't got many left of these, as you can see. But let's have a look and see, because we've got the gold in there. I thought these ones might look really nice. Let's have a look. I'll put a couple on here and see how we like them. Might pop this one. Oh, come on. Up you come. Pop that up there. Maybe put this bigger one in a bit closer. Won't press them down too hard. Oh, I just lost the backing off that one. Okay, that one's got to go back there on that sticky because I pressed it down too hard. There we go. Oh, they go okay there. And then we might pop a little one over on the other side. Usually I don't press them down too hard until I've made sure I've got them in the right spot, but I did press that one a little bit hard. Yeah, I like that. I'm going to put those ones there. Beautiful. There we go. Now, if you wanted to, you could add a little bit of Wink of Stella to the flowers to give them a little bit of a sparkle, but I think I'm going to leave that just as it is. So those ones were the iridescent foil gems. but lots and lots of choices there of different embellishments. So there you go. So there is our vintage card completed for today. We did have this one here, which was the one that I made on the weekend. And that gave me the idea to then spin that off into a vintage card using the sketch layouts from page 22 of the annual catalogue. I just used a different sketch for each of those. But there you go. So what do you think? Do you like those? I realise we're not in the middle of the camera because I moved all of that when we lost internet. So there you go. So there's two different ideas using the Country Flowers bundle. So there's a couple of different ideas there, doing a more sort of country look or making a vintage look. Which one do you prefer? Do you like the vintage or do you like the country? Let me know in the comments. Alrighty. Well, I'm going to tip the camera back up face to face to say goodbye to you all, as I always like to do. So bear with me. I'm going to cover up the camera. Here we go. I'll readjust it. And I hope that you really enjoyed that. I apologize again for the interruption in the feed. Okay. There we go. Oh, wow, we were really, really wonky. There we go. That's better. Okay. Yeah, so I apologize about the interruption with the feed of the live stream. I might have to see if my daughter can stitch them together. Otherwise, I'll upload them onto YouTube as two separate videos. But yeah, I'll see how much time she's got, if she's got time to help me. But there you go. There is our beautiful vintage card today. So I hope that you enjoyed that, whether or not you caught the last part in the second video or the first part in the first video. I will pop up a photo of this on my Facebook page here and on Instagram as well. And that'll be linked over to my blog once I get that blog post up. So that'll be in the next couple of days. So thank you all so much for joining me. Those of you who joined me for the first video and the second video, thank you all so much. Remember that we have got the special coming up starting on the 5th of June, which runs till the end of June, where you can get an additional 10% off your stamp and die bundles and off the Stampin' Cut and Emboss machines, because we need a machine to cut with our dies, don't we? So remember that. That's a great time to grab those bundles that you might have had on your wish list. And again, this one is the Country Florals bundle. If you're looking for that one, the dies that I use, I haven't put back on the sheet yet, but so that's the Country Flowers. Did I say Country Florals? I meant Country Flowers. I don't know what I said. It's getting late. Anyway, all right. I will finish up there. I hope you all have a great week. I look forward to seeing you back again next week. Hopefully, fingers crossed, our internet will be fixed by then and everything will be all good. So have a great week, everyone, and happy crafting. Bye.